I've just come out of one of my favorite bookstores in London, Foyles, and I thought it was high time to discuss the Mariko Aoki phenomenon, a Japanese expression that talks about the fear of defecating when you enter into a bookstore. It was derived from the name of the woman who mentioned the phenomenon in a magazine article in 1985, and research says she wasn't alone. As of 2012, no stats exist detailing morbidity rate in relation to this phenomenon. Good news, bookstores haven't made anybody shit themselves to death. Dodged a bullet there. But according to one very small scale study, the book bowel tendency existed through all of Japan without any regional factor. Though this study did inspire a female bias, as 1 in 2 women experienced the phenomenon, while only 1 in 4 males did. The news might come as a surprise to some men, whose understanding was that 1 in 1 males defecated, while 0 in all females did. We're joined in sunny London, really sunny this time, which is kind of a miracle, by the amazing Samantha Baines, actress, comedian, poet, very possibly. I do want to ask you about the poetry straight away.
I like to write silly rhyming poems about the news and weird things that have happened in my life, and I also wrote one about quantitative easing.
Quantitative easing, that seems like the topic to tackle.
I did it.
I wonder, influence-wise, what percentage of American versus British comedians have influenced you?
Interesting question. A lot of American comedians, because I think I was more exposed to stand-up in America, weirdly, than in the UK, but I do love people like Lee Evans. I've always said to people my influences are Sarah Silverman and Lee Evans, and they're like, what? It couldn't be more different. So I'm like a weird morph of a sweaty man and a sarcastic, dry woman. I've done 7 years of Edinburgh, but I've never done a solo stand-up show, an hour of me telling jokes.
And it's about science, right?
Yeah, so it's about the universe and Professor Brian Cox, because I kind of fancy him. Well, no, I just want to have a sexually charged coffee with him. So I've basically started learning about the universe to impress Brian Cox. And then I found out about all the injustices against women in science and women in space, and then it went a bit feminist.
Good.
So that's the show.
Do you know Andy Kaufman used to always put Elvis Presley's name on his guest list for every single show he did? So now you
Just
can
in
put Brian
case.
Cox on every guest list.
Well,
if he shows up, it's there for him.
There is a point in the show where if he one day wanted to come along, I've left a space for him to make an entrance. I wouldn't know what to do.
Okay.
I'd be like, he's here. Because the show is called One Woman, a Dwarf Planet, and 2 Cocks.
That's
that with an X.
Boom. LDM Book Report, called one of the most important web shows of all generations, by me just now. I made it up. Subscribe now and see if it's not true. It's totally fine, guys. It's London. It's not America. I can